Hello everyone, I am Muhammad Nasir. Currently I am pursuing BTech second year at Srinivasa Ramanujam Institute of Technology, Anantapur in CSM department. So today we are going to discuss about implementation of isolation in database management system. So let us start our session. Implementation of isolation. Isolation is one of the core ACID property of a database transaction, ensuring that the operations of one transaction remain hidden from other transaction until completion. It means that no two transactions should interface with each other and affect the other intermediate state. So isolation is one of the core ACID property. That means it is a property of it is the property of acid in database transaction. So isolation levels defines the degree to which a transaction must be isolated from data modification made by other transaction in database system. So there are four levels of transaction isolation defined by SQL. So it means isolation defines the degree to which a transaction must be isolated. So it defines a degree to which a transaction must be isolated from the data modifications. So there are four transaction, four levels of isolation transaction defined by SQL. So they are the four isolation levels are serializable, repeatable read committed, read uncommitted. So let's start one by one. First one, serializable. The serializable. High, the highest isolation level guarantees full serializability and ensures complete isolation of transaction operations. So serializable is nothing but is the highest level of isolation, and it guarantees full serializability. So in this level, it guarantees full serializability and ensure complete isolation of transaction operations. So serializable level, it ensures complete isolation of transaction operations. So the second one is repeatable read. This is the most restrictive isolation level. The transaction holds read locks on all rows it references. It holds write locks on all rows and it inserts, updates or deletes. So since other transaction cannot read, update or delete these rows, it avoids non-repeatable read. So it is a the repeatable reader, it is a second level of isolation. In this level of isolation, it is the repeatable read isolation level. It is the most restrictive isolation level. So it holds the read locks on all rows. So the repeatable read level holds read locks on all rows it references. So it holds write locks also. It inserts, updates or deletes. So finally, the other transaction cannot read, update or delete these rows. So it avoids non-repeatable read. The third level is read committed. This isolation level allows committed data to be read. Thus, it does not allow dirty read. That is, one transaction reading of data immediately after writing by another transaction. The transaction hold a read or write lock on current row, thus prevent other rows from reading, updating or deleting. So it is a third isolation of read committed. It is a third level of isolation. In this isolation level, allows only committed data to be read. That means it only allows committed data only. It does not allow uncommitted data. Thus, it does not allow dirty read. That is one transaction reading of data immediately after done by another transaction. So it does not allow dirty read. The transaction hold a read or write lock on current row. This transaction holds a read or write lock on the current row and thus prevents other rows from reading, updating, deleting. So the last level is read uncommitted. It is the lowest isolation level. So in this level, one transaction may read not yet committed changes made by other transaction. This level allows dirty reads. So in this level, it is the lowest level of isolation. So in this level, one transaction may read not yet committed changes. So one transaction may read not yet committed changes made by another transaction. So this level allows dirty reads. This level also allows dirty reads. In the read committed level, it does not allows. In the read committed, it does not allow dirty read, but in read uncommitted, it allows dirty read. So this is our topic, that is the implementation of isolation. So we have discussed the implementation of isolation in this video. Thank you.